Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Hope you guys been enjoying the content on the channel as of late. Excuse me if you see my headphones, I was just listening to a video and stuff. Um, I recorded this video just now, and I felt that I didn't really articulate my thoughts correctly. I feel like I was just kind of beating around the bush, not really saying how I was really feeling, so I'm just gonna do that now. Because I don't want to release that video anymore. Um, so, um, so just to get into it, just before we get into it, this is going to be a little bit of a sensitive topic. So if you guys are not into hearing about certain things, I would say you guys need to tune out because shit's about to get a little real for a little bit because we're about to talk about some serious shit. So, so if you don't want to hear it, just tune out. And for the rest of you guys, let's get into it. Um, so, I forget the kid's name, but there was a kid on. I don't know how old he is now. I know that he started acting when he was 9, but I don't know how old the kid is right now. I don't know if he's like in his 20s or something. Um, I'm gonna assume, yeah, probably in his 20s or something. Um, but yeah, so there was a kid on Riverdale who, from what I've heard, had only like a few lines on the show, so he wasn't like a star or anything. He was just another actor. Um, he has been sentenced for 14 years in prison for killing his mother and going on the run with loaded ammunition and weapons in his car, wanting to kill a senator. And I don't believe there's any bail or anything, so he's pretty much, he's set for 14 years, um, rightfully so. And this brings up something that upon doing the video, I was like, okay, well, let me try to understand both points. I'm sorry, but I can't understand one side of this. I really can't, because I feel like I gotta say what's on my mind, and I feel like a lot of people will agree with me. Acting should not, we're talking about the Hollywood system only. Acting or any Hollywood type opportunity should not be given to children. I don't care if they are the most talented human being on the world. If you're a little boy or a little girl, 9, 10 years old or whatever, you should not be exposed or given any chance to operate within the Hollywood system, period. Child actors should not exist. To me, it's disgusting. It's completely disgusting. Business-wise, I see it. I see why that's a thing, because Hollywood looks for any opportunity to make money. But for me, I'm taking a moral stance on this, and for me, this is just absolutely. I've always had an issue with child stars, just because they've always led to a certain place. Like, just look at Disney stars, for example. People who go work on Disney Channel and stuff like that. There's many people who fall to mental illness, like depression and stuff. Tons of people on that channel have fall to alcoholism, gotten into drugs. Um, it's because they're exposed to a system, an adult world that is filled with people who are mentally unwell, narcissistic, ignorant. Like, that's what those kids are exposed to at such an early age, at a very uh, crucial point in their lives, because whatever they're surrounded by at that age, like 9 or 10 or whatever, that's going to form the basis of who they are mentally. Because environment is everything towards a person's mentality. So if you're just hanging around a bunch of alcoholics, and you're hanging out with a bunch of junkies or narcissists or whatever, it comes to no shock that you end up being like that yourself, because that's all you've known. Um, so it's not surprising to me that a child star would end up in a state like this, because not saying that there have been murderers and rapists and a bunch of, you know, you can go on and on. Like, the Hollywood system is filled with fucked up people. Um, like, I'm not surprised that this kid ended up doing something incredibly stupid and incredibly um, tragic. You know, 'cause it's a very tragic situation. Um, but Hollywood is not all to blame. I also blame the parents as well. Those parents should have known, like, they shouldn't have looked at their kid as a tool or a means to make more money or whatever like that. Because that kid should not be thinking about that shit at 9 or 10 years old. They should be thinking about what they're gonna eat and, playing with their dolls or their action figures, playing video games, going to school. That's all they should be worried about at that age. So why expose them and put them in such a place? It's just, again, I don't give a shit if they're talented or not. That's a little boy or a little girl, and you're throwing them in with all these kinds of people: pedophiles, alcoholics, junkies. It's just like it's disgusting, and the fault lies with the parents, and the fault lies strictly with the parents, because Hollywood's Hollywood. Hollywood's gonna be how they are. They're not gonna change, but the parents should know better. They should know better of what they're doing with their child and what they're about to throw them into, especially at such an early age. Like, it's disgusting. It really is disgusting. Um, and is it a shock that the child ends up doing such horrific things in the future? Is it really a shock, you know? So I ask, from the business standpoint, I understand that. It's disgusting, but I understand what they're talking about. And speaking from a moral standpoint only, what is the point of inserting a child into that environment? What do you believe you gain? What do you believe is gained from that? I'll tell you what's gained from it: toxic behavior, narcissism, uh, aggression. Nothing good. No, I'll say that. Nothing good. You might get some money, but at what cost? What is the cost? I keep telling people this all the time about Hollywood. Okay? You need to understand who you are first. Like, if you want to make it, that's your business. You do what you want. I've already talked about seeking validation and all that stuff before. Um, but you have to know who you are first before you start going out into the real world. Because you don't want the world to tell you who you are. You want to know who you are first. Stick with it, own it, believe in it, and know it, and then be able to go into the workforce and be able to, to do this and not be taken advantage of. What the hell do you think is going to happen to a 9-year-old kid when they're thrown into a world like this? They're going to get warped. They're going to get exposed to certain things. They're going to see things that they should not be seeing at all. Like parents, why do this to your child? Why? Why do this to your child? It's disgusting. It's like when they do those like beauty pageants and stuff, it's just like, why? What is so fulfilling to put your kid out like that, There's nothing fulfilling about that. It's disgusting. There's nothing good, and um, this is just another example. I mean, does anyone want to bring up Drake Bell? Remember him from Drake and Josh? The pedophile that he is, I believe. Um, the creep that he is. Does anyone want to talk about Ezra Miller? Does anyone want to talk about Will Smith? Does anybody want to talk about Bryce Dallas Howard bitching and complaining that the studio told her to lose a few pounds? Are these people that your child should be exposed to? Really? Like, really think. Do you want your child exposed to people like this? Ezra Miller believes he's a believes that he is gonna be, he's like into some ritual type shit. He's like a cultist. Will Smith is in denial. Bryce Dallas Howard is just stuck up and just thinks more about her. Just does not just it detached from reality. Amber Heard, like a complete narcissist that she is. Are these people that you think your child needs to be exposed to? Not to mention all the potential producers, DPs, and other people who are probably potential pedophiles or creeps and all these other things, because it's a thing in Hollywood. These people have existed for a long, long time. It's just really, really sickening. I don't think child stars should be a thing. I think that it's a completely creepy, uh, and completely, like psychologically extremely damaging thing to do to a child. Um, and the parents should know better. Like, like the parents sound like they themselves are a bit narcissistic or maybe insecure or whatever. I don't know. Maybe they're failed actors. Who knows? I don't know. But I just don't understand what good comes from a child being exposed to such a toxic environment and being influenced by that. What good comes from that? The only thing that comes from that is loads of toxic behavior and loads of problems. Remember Shia LaBeouf? He was a child star too. Look at him. That dude just went through, like, he went through the whole 9 yards. Alcohol, drugs, wearing a bag over his head. Are these people that your child, like, do you want to put that child on that kind of path? Like, really? It's really, really gross. And I know that it will not be eliminated. I know it won't. Um, because it's the business, if they make money, then they'll just use them. But the parents are the solution here. You should not be putting your child in such an environment at such a young age. It's very, very gross. Um, and you should all know better. You should all be you should all be doing some reevaluating if you believe that that is an appropriate thing to do to a child, because it's absolutely not. It's absolutely not. I saw a TikTok video a few months back of a Disney star who was extremely depressed. They didn't even they were acting, they also were like delusional and shit and stuff. Like they didn't even know who they were. Like that's how far gone they were, because they were trapped in a system that is filled with this kind of toxic behavior. And the fault lies with the parents. The system that also has a lot of fault to do as well. But again, like I said, Hollywood is Hollywood. Hollywood's going to be how they are. But the problem starts with the parents. They're the ones that sign off the contracts. They're the ones that give the consent. They're the ones who give this and that. to let the kid be on camera. It's really, really, really gross. And to all the parents that think that this is a good thing, you really need to reevaluate your. You need to reevaluate if you're being a good parent or not, because that is just absolutely, absolutely not the right thing to do, in my particular opinion. I really wish the child stars were not a thing. I really, really wish they weren't, because a child does not need to be exposed to that at all at such a young age. Let them play with their toys, video games, and stuff. Like, let them live in Fantasyland. Because they're children. They're not adults. They're children. And people forget that all the time. Because how many stories have we heard of, like Millie Bobby Brown, like, facing stuff online and stuff like that? Like, this is a thing with people, with little kids like this. They get exposed to all sorts of things that they should not have to get exposed to at such a young age. But the parents see a talent, they go with this ignorant mindset, like, oh, we should put them on a set or something like that, not understanding what happens when you do that and what that could lead to if your child takes off. It's just, yeah, it's a sickening thing, and it's the fault of the parents and the system the system also, but it starts with the parents. Parents should know better. So, yeah, I'm beating a dead horse, but basically, I don't think the child stars should be a thing, just because psychologically what they end up becoming. And this article is just another example of it. This is an extreme case, also. This is an extreme case, but it's still a representation of what happens when a child is exposed to an adult world that's filled with mentally unwell people at such a young age, and the influences and all that stuff, and what they could end up becoming as a result. Yeah, it's very, very gross. But you guys let me know, do you guys think the child stars should have existed ever? Or like me, where I just think that's like, why have a child be here? Again, I don't care if they're talented or not. They are a child. They should not be around this kind of behavior at all. Never expose your kids to this kind of stuff. That's just my opinion. But you guys let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And yeah, that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If I didn't already mention it, I'm gonna be going to a friend's place, because currently right now my family situation with COVID is getting better, so I can start to leave the house now. So if the background seems a little bit different, just an FYI, if anybody's wondering if I'm in like a brand new room or anything like that, just at a friend's place for a little bit. But you guys let me know your thoughts about this topic in the comment section below. And yeah, that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And until then, be safe, wear a mask, do your job. And parents, do your job. Don't be throwing your kids at shit like this. Just no. Let them be children. So yeah, that's it for me. And until then, I'll see you guys in the next video.